Evening LTL Nation, and welcome back to the 7-minute breakthrough experience. Tonight I'm your speaker, Kelsey Evans, and this week's topic is fear. Ooh, scary stuff. Fear is something we all have. It's a genetically emotion that is embedded within us. We all have it, and it's there to do us an amazing thing. It's there to protect us and keep us safe. We have certain fears like fear of rejection, fear of loneliness, fear of not being secure and being successful, fear of what other people think. There's so many different fears that we have, and the reason why certain people fear these more than others is because they've put fear on a pedestal. They've put it superior to themselves. They're treating it like some sort of god, and they're making it rule their lives. But what I'm here to tell you is you are so much more important than fear. And you need to get fear down off that pedestal right now, right today. Just do it. Because it doesn't deserve a place on the pedestal. You deserve to be up there. We all deserve to be up there. And fear deserves to be down here. Because we can't eliminate fear. It's there for a reason. Like I said, it's there to protect us and help keep us safe, which is great in certain situations. But when it's holding us back and stopping us from living our best life, then that's when it's not needed, and that's when we need to take it down a peg or two and put it back in its place, which is below us, because fear never belongs above us. It is superior to no one. When I was younger, I had a fear that I think most children have. I was scared of the dark. Like, not just scared, I was terrified of the dark. I would think there was people in my bedroom, I would think there was things on the walls, and I used to scream. I'd scream so loud my mum would come in and think someone was murdering me. Like, she was like, "What's going on, Kels?" And I said, "There's something on the wall, there's someone in my room." Like, I was so scared. But the one thing my mum did is she didn't let me sleep with the light on. And people might think that's cruel. At the time, I thought she was the most horrendous person ever. Because she came in my room, and this one night when I was really scared, she put me in my brother's bedroom, and she said, "You can sleep on the floor with Morgan, you'll have company." She turned the light off and she shut the door. Now, the handle on the door was really high, so I couldn't reach it. I couldn't get out of the room. I was stuck in, and the light was turned off. And my imagination was running wild, and at that time I was so young, I didn't realise it was my imagination. I thought there was genuine people in that room with me, and I was so scared. I thought I was gonna be hurt, so I was screaming, and my mum didn't come in the room. She left me in there with my brother, and eventually I went to sleep. And then after that night, she put me back in my bedroom, and she would sit down next to me, and she said, "Kels, whatever's in the dark, it can't hurt you if you don't let it. So you're gonna have to sleep with the light off." So I said, "Okay." And she turned the light off, and I was still scared. I would sleep with the covers all over my head. I was so scared. I was terrified. But then eventually, over time, I realised that I wasn't being hurt in the dark. I was actually fine. I'd wake up every morning and I'd be fine. I was still scared, but I was fine. And slowly but surely the cover came down each night a little bit. And eventually it got to the point where my mum came in my room to read me my bedtime story, and I said, "Mum, will you switch the light off when you go out?" And she did. But if my mum hadn't have done that, if she had turned the light on, I would still be scared of the dark now. An adult, I would be scared of the dark. And this really means something to me now. At the time when I was younger, I didn't understand what she was doing. I thought she was being horrible and cruel, but she was trying to show me that our imagination builds fears up. It creates things bigger than us, and we make it seem so real that it could actually hurt us. When in actual fact, in reality, it's nothing. When you switch the light on, there's no one there. And that's what fear does. It paralyses us. It makes us so scared. And it it really limits us in our life. The one thing that I've learned is to always face your fears. We must keep pushing through, and even when we're scared, even when we're crying and we're telling people we can't do it anymore because the challenge is too hard, we've got to keep going. And I think the way to do that is to surround ourselves with people that aren't going to say, oh, come here, it's okay, you don't have to do it. Surround ourselves with people that are going to push us. They're going to say, no, you keep going, even when it's hard, even when you're scared. You stay in that room with the light off and you work through it until you're not scared anymore. Because fear doesn't last forever. If we keep doing the things we're most afraid of, it will end eventually. And that's when we can live our best life, because everyone is scared of something. There isn't a person in this world that isn't afraid of something. But the difference between successful people and not successful people is that they don't let fear paralyze them. They push through that fear. They do things anyway, regardless of what's standing in front of them. And that is the key to living a life that you've always wanted to live. We stay small and we allow fear to debilitate us in such a way because it's easy. And I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of people don't face their fears because it's hard. It's hard work. And it's a challenge that we have to face, and you've got to put in the effort. You're going to cry, you're going to be upset, it's going to be a struggle. And a lot of people aren't prepared to do that. But if you want a good life, you want the best life, you have to be willing to put in that hard work. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be times when you're going to want to give up. But you have to keep going through it, because eventually you will surpass that fear and you won't be scared anymore. So take fear off that pedestal that you've put it on and put it below you. And that way you can work through it, you can keep going. And even when it's hard, just laugh at it. Don't take it so seriously. It's just a silly fear that's trying to protect us. It's nothing major. It's not dangerous. If it was something dangerous like a lion standing in front of you and you have to run away, then fair enough. But most of our fears, they're not even tangible things. It's fears like we're not good enough, we're scared of rejection, we're scared of loneliness that keeps us in bad relationships. It's things like this that seem so silly because we've built them. They are self-imposed fears. They're not even real. And if we've built them, then that means that we can smash them down. We can eradicate the fears by doing the thing we're most afraid of over and over again until it becomes something that we're not afraid of, that's within our comfort zone. And then we work on the next fear and the next fear, because life isn't easy. Life is challenging, but that's the most amazing thing, because we can grow and we become a different person every year, every birthday. You can say, I've done this, I went on a trip on my own, I was scared of what other people might think of it. I went to the gym when I was totally scared of what people might think of me. You can say these things each year, each month. You can say that you've done something new and that you've gone through the fear and now you're not scared of it. And there will be another fear that will come up. But then you can do the same thing again, because you will have evidence that fear isn't real and you will have things to back that up. You just have to keep going to overcome fear. There's not much else you can do, but make sure you embrace the challenges, all challenges in life, because that's when you become the best version of yourself. That's the end of my talk this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions or any queries, feel free to email us at info@lifetalkslive.com or message us here on Facebook or on any of our social media sites. And I will see you again next week. Bye.